Yes, a little rough start here, folks. A little rough start. Yes, we're finally getting our act together here. Yes, this is our inaugural 4-H evening news program. And with our camera people and our anchors and our staff. So we'd like to welcome everybody. So with that, we will start with good evening. The Dolores County Broadcasting Network presents the DCTV 4-H Evening News Program for September 4th, 2018. Camera person is Daniel Faulkner. Video engineer and producer is Edward. Sound engineer is Dan. Teleprompter and prompter is Myra. With news anchors, Devin Harrison on the news, and meteorologist Hannah Faulkner on the weather. And this is the news director, Dan. And now the news. I couldn't come up with a different name today. Okay, here we go. And now the news.
Welcome to the DCTV 4-H Kids Evening News Show. Help us keep our news show on the air by becoming a sponsor. You can buy a sponsorship by calling 970-677-4119. That's 970-677-4119. Now for the news. This story is from the Denver Post. Uninvited Labor Day guest, bear hanging out in the Westminster backyard relocated to mountains. A bear who apparently didn't get invited to any Labor Day barbecues decided to hang out Monday in the Westminster backyard. Anyway, wildlife officer with Colorado Parks and Wildlife relocated a black bear Monday afternoon from a neighborhood in northwest Westminster near 133rd Avenue and Huron Street. A man called at about 7:30 a.m. to report the bear that was relaxing in his backyard. Parks and Wildlife spokesman John Clay said officers with Parks and Wildlife tranquilized and removed the bear with the help of Westminster police and animal control officers before they could safely tranquilize the bear. It wandered into multiple yards. It was in the heart of a pretty residential area. Clay said the location was about only half a mile east of Interstate 25, he added. The bears was released Monday afternoon in Pike National Forest near the border of Douglas and Teller counties. Despite being in the middle of the house, the bear didn't appear to be disturbed any trash or act aggressively towards any residents. There were no signs of him getting into any trouble, Clay said. Officials estimate that the male bear was about 2 years old and weighed between 1 and 120 pounds. The bear didn't have ear tag or collar, meaning wildlife authorities have not encountered it previously. This story is from the Journal. Mesa Verde National Park is seeking public comment on a plan to remove free roaming horses and cattle from park's interior. Currently, there's about 80 trespass horses and 12 feral cattle roaming the country of Mesa Verde, which is known for its ancestral Pueblo ruins. The animals are not considered wildlife, and the park does not allow livestock grazing under its management policy. On Friday, a livestock removal environmental assessment was released for a 30-day public comment period. On the issue, the park preferred alternative B, including a phased proactive approach to remove all livestock within 5 years and improve the park's boundary fencing over the next 10 years to prevent livestock from re-entering the park. We are now working on how to humanely remove livestock from the park and identify potential homes for captured unclaimed livestock, said Mesa Verde National Park Superintendent Cliff Spencer. The primary capture method identified indefinitely in the preferred alternative, including baited pen trapping and horseback roundup. The National Park Service will coordinate with the Colorado Brand Inspection Division and local brand inspectors to identify possible owners of the trespass. Livestock will follow the most humane methods as defined by American Veterinary Medical Association, the park said. Park managers have been working to reduce the population of horses, including working with the Mountain Ute tribe to return horses that have wandered into the park from the adjacent reservation, said spokeswoman Chrisley Brown. But because of the horses' fast breeding rate, the park is looking for a permanent solution. Legally, we are not supposed to have them here, she said. They compete with native wildlife and cause damage to the water lines. Official parks said additional action is needed. Park program and practices, including maintaining fencing along its boundaries, have not been effective at removing and preventing livestock from re-entering the park, Spencer said in a cover letter. No horses at Mesa Verde do not fall under the protection of the Wildlife Free Roaming Horses and Borough Act. This story is from the Denver Post. Teenager died and another was identified as a suspect after shooting in Loveland earlier Tuesday morning. Just after 1 a.m. Tuesday, the Loveland Police Department received a call about a person who was shooting at the residence on the 3000 block of North Duffield Avenue, just north of Lake Loveland. The caller said the person who was shot was a 17-year-old male and that he was not breathing, according to a release from the department. Police and Thomas Valley EMS arrived on scene shortly afterwards and determined that the teen had died. The person who called 911 told the police that the suspect had left the residence. Officers located a suspect, an 18-year-old male, a shorter time later. When your parents say you should not play with guns, there is a very good reason you may end up dead. Dumb laws in Alabama. Bear wrestling matches are prohibited. It is illegal to impersonate a person in the clergy. It is illegal to proclaim oneself to escape duty. You must have windshield on your wipers on your car. You may not have an ice cream cone in your back pocket at any time. Masks may not be worn in public. It is considered an offense to open an umbrella on a street for fear of spooking horses. Women are able to retain all property they own prior to the marriage. In the case of divorce, however, this provision does not apply to men. Now here is our weather report with Hannah.
Our current weather data comes from the DCT downtown Duff Creek. The current temperature is 54 degrees. The high for today was 83 degrees. The low was 47 degrees. The barometer is at 29.82 inches and is steady. The humidity is at 82%. The wind is between 1 and 8 miles per hour from the northwest. Gusts have been up to 41 miles per hour. There was 0.16 of an inch of rain measured today by the DCTV weather station. Moisture for the month is 54 hundredths of an inch. Moisture accumulation for the year is 4.74 inches and 60 hundredths. Now for the big map, courtesy of the National Weather Service. Most of the weather is clear, as is the Pacific Northwest. Where is that? Pacific Northwest. There is rain from Texas into Colorado and the bank not into Wisconsin and Michigan. Colorado, Texas, southeast Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan has the possibility of getting severe thunderstorms. This area of Texas Gulf Coast has rain forecast. More rain is being called for Louisiana and into Florida and the north up into North Carolina. What? As the result of a hurricane. Here is our exclusive DCTV 5-day forecast. Tuesday, scattered thunderstorms. Tuesday, where's Tuesday? High 77, low 52.
Wednesday.
Oh my.
Say Wednesday.
Wednesday, scattered thunderstorms, high 50. Which one am I supposed to? High 56, low 51. Thursday, chance of thunderstorms. High 75, low 52. Friday, mostly sunny, high 77, low 52. Oh my lord. Saturday, mostly sunny, high of 82, low 53. Sunday, mostly sunny, high 84, low 54. Now for a climate change report. CO2 carbon dioxide is considered a greenhouse gas and is one of the principal causes of climate change. CO2 traps heat in the atmosphere, which causes climate instability. The result is significant swings worldwide of moisture and hot and cold temperatures. But the general climate trend is that the planet is slowly warming. Therefore, it is important that we report the CO2 weekly change. The following are the CO2 numbers in parts per million. Last week, 406.84. 2 weeks ago, 407.07. Last year, 404.47. 10 years ago, 383.57. 50 years ago, 325.57. Thanks to Dr. Peter Tanz and the National Oceanographic Atmospheric Administration and Michael McGee of the CO2.earth website for providing this information. Remember, you can help keep our Kids News Show on air by buying a sponsorship. To buy a sponsorship, just call 970-677-4119. That's 970-677-4119. Thank you. Now back to our news director.
And mercifully, that is the end of today's DCTV 4-H Evening News Program. This is News Director Dan saying good night and thank you for watching.